Today in current affairs, we are going to discuss about Bhasanchar, Yuba, BRICS working group meeting and the importance of the days like 30th May and 31st May. Let us start with Bhasanchar. Recently Bhasanchar is in news because several thousand Rohingyas staged a protest against the living condition there in Bhasanchar. Now why they are protesting and who are these Rohingyas? Let us start with Rohingyas. Rohingyas are the ethnic groups, mostly Muslim groups from Myanmar. The Rakhine state, a state in the western part of Myanmar, is considered as a homeland to the Rohingyas. Now, let us see where the Rakhine state is. This is the map of Myanmar, and in the map you can see the purple color strip in the western part of Myanmar. This strip is the Rakhine state. Rohingyas have been living in western Myanmar and in some parts of southeastern Bangladesh for thousands of years. The available data with us shows that the total population of Rohingya living in the Rakhine state of Myanmar was around 3.6 million in the early 70s. But then they faced several brutal crackdowns, sometimes by local ethnic groups, Buddhist nationalists, and mainly by military forces, forcing them to leave their homeland and take refuge in their places, in other places as well. Since the first military action against the Muslim community in 1977, around 2.5 million Rohingyas have fled Myanmar. Rohingya faced the latest military crackdown on August 25, 2017. This was condemned by United Nations and other states as well, and this was called as textbook example of genocide by United Nations. This has forced around 750,000 people to flee Bangladesh. Around 700,000 Rohingya are currently living in Myanmar with 150,000 more internally displaced people in the northwestern Rakhine state alone. According to the Rohingya Solidarity Organization, the data shows that Bangladesh topped the list with a total of around 1.6 million Rohingya refugees, 1.4 million registered, and 200,000 unregistered refugees. Bhasanchar is an island in Bangladesh. You can see in the map Bhasanchar, that small red mark in the map that represents Bhasanchar Island. This has a project area of 6.7 square kilometer, and the plot of land plots of land is 120, and cost is $280 million. That Bhasanchar project cost. Bhasanchar actually emerged out of the Bay of Bengal some 20 years ago, and it is regularly flooded during June to September monsoon and is also prone to cyclones in the region. Bhasanchar is also known as Charpia or Thengarchar Island, and it is a low-lying slit island, and it is in Hatia, Bangladesh. Now, what are the protections available to Rohingyas under the international conventions? The first one is 1951 Refugee Convention and the 1967 Protocol. Now, what it is? Let me tell you that the 1951 Refugee Convention was the first one to define the term refugee, and it also outlines the rights of refugees. The convention also outlines the legal obligations of states to protect them. The core principle is non-refoulement. Non-refoulement means not to send the refugees to their homeland where they are persecuted. And Bangladesh, but we have to worry that Bangladesh is not a signatory to the Refugee Convention of 1951. So that is the thing that we need to worry about. The second important convention is the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights. Under the Article 2 of the International Covenant on Covenant on Civil and Political Rights 1966 that the refugees could enjoy the same fundamental rights and freedoms as nationals. The right to equality before the law, equal protection of the law, and non-discrimination are the important terms that has been included under the Article 2 of the ICCPR 1966. The Ministry of Education has recently launched YUVA. YUVA is the Prime Minister's scheme for young, upcoming, and versatile authors. YUVA stands for Young, Upcoming, and Versatile Authors. And this was launched on the occasion of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav 2022. YUVA is an author mentorship program recently launched by the Ministry of Education. As I told you, YUVA is Prime Minister's author mentorship program for young authors of below 30 years of age. Now, what is the aim of this project, YUVA project? The aim of the program is to promote reading, writing, and book culture, and to project Indian writings globally. Who is the implementing agency of the scheme? The National Book Trust under the Ministry of Education will be the nodal agency for the implementing agency. The books will be published by the National Book Trust only, and 75 authors will be selected across India between 1st June to 31st July 2021. The winners will be declared on 15th August 2021, and the winners will receive a scholarship of 50,000 Indian rupees per month for 6 months. So, what are the highlights of the scheme? Let me tell you. Number one, to mentor budding young writers below 30 years, the scheme YUVA was launched. The theme is Unsung Heroes, Freedom Fighters, National Movement, etc. Selection will be done through All India contest. The contestants can log into www.mygov.in where they can they can apply for the contest, and the contest period will be 1st June to 31st July 2021, and total 75 authors will be selected across India. Next one is the selected authors will be announced on 15th August 2021, and the winners entries to be ready for the publication by 15th December 2021, this year only. The published books to be launched on 12th January 2022. 12th January is the Yuva Divas, National Youth Day, and the scholarship would be 50,000 rupees per month for a period of 6 months. The 5th BRICS Working Group meeting was held online on 27th and 28th May. It was hosted by South Africa, and this time the working group meeting focused on high performance computing and information communication technology. Use of high performance computing and artificial intelligence for fighting the pandemic and sustainable development projects were the main point of discussion in the 5th BRICS Working Group meeting. India has achieved the milestone by developing a supercomputer for drug designing and flood early warning systems. Now, what does BRICS stands for? BRICS stands for B for Brazil, Russia, India, C for China, and S for South Africa. Around 3 billion people are residing in the BRICS nations, which accounts 43% of the total population. If we'll talk about the gross world product, then the BRICS nations together accounts 20% of the total gross world product. The combined GDP of the BRICS nations is 16.039 trillion US dollar. The theme for 2021 BRICS meeting is BRICS at 15, intra-BRICS cooperation for continuity, consolidation and consensus. For 2021, the BRICS presidency lies with India. 31st May is celebrated as World No Tobacco Day, And this year 2021, the theme for the World No Tobacco Day is Commit to Quit. This one is very important. Commit to Quit is the theme for 2021 World No Tobacco Day. 30th May is celebrated as World Vape Day. This day on 30 May 30 is celebrated to raise awareness about the significant health, social and economic benefits of vaping and e-cigarettes or vapor products for the people who smoke. The website for the vaping is maintained by the International Network of Nicotine Consumer Organization, INNCO. INNCO stands for International Network of Nicotine Consumer Organization. And if we'll talk about smoking of e-cigarettes, then India banned the sale in 2019. Both e-cigarettes and cigarettes in India it is banned. So India banned the sale in 2019, but the use was not banned. And the day 30th May as World Vape Day was first celebrated in 2012, and from 2021 onwards it will be celebrated on May 30, because from 2012 to 2021 it was celebrated on different days, but from this year onwards it will be celebrated on May 30 only.